Somewhere along the way, enjoying something stopped being enough. You paint one decent flower, and someone asks when the Etsy store is launching. You bake a good cookie, and suddenly you need a logo, a content calendar, and a shipping policy. You learn 3 chords on guitar, and the internet gently hands you a ring light. Apparently, every pleasant little corner of life is now an underperforming business. And honestly, I think we have taken this a little too far. Hi, make yourself comfortable, because today I have a mildly controversial opinion. Not every hobby needs to make money. Monetizing something you love can be wonderful. It can pay bills, build confidence, and even become a career. But a hobby should also be allowed to stay private, imperfect, inefficient, and completely useless. Sometimes the value of an activity is simply that you like doing it. The pressure rarely arrives wearing a villain cape. It sounds helpful. You post a drawing, and someone says, "You could sell these." You knit a scarf, and here. "Have you thought about opening a shop?" You make a tiny video about your plants, and suddenly there are comments about sponsorships, upload schedules, and growth. These suggestions are usually compliments. People see skill and possibility. The strange part is how quickly possibility turns into expectation. Once money enters the room, the questions change. Instead of, "Did I enjoy painting this?" you ask, "Would anyone buy it?" Instead of choosing the weird purple yarn you love, you choose the color that performs better. Instead of baking when you feel peaceful, you bake because 6 orders are due by Friday. The activity may look identical from the outside. Your hands are doing the same thing, but inside, the relationship has changed. To be fair, the opposite argument is strong. Turning a hobby into income can be genuinely empowering. A small shop can fund better supplies. Freelance work can create freedom. Sharing tutorials can help other beginners. And there is something deeply satisfying about discovering that a thing you made has value to someone else. For some people, monetization adds structure in a good way. A deadline can help them finish. An audience can create community. A few sales can turn "I am just messing around" into real confidence. I am not here to tell anyone to close their shop, delete their channel, or return every payment with a handwritten apology. If your hobby became work and you still love the work, that is lovely. The key word is still. My problem is not money. My problem is the idea that money is the final proof that an interest matters. We have started treating hobbies like tiny startup companies, waiting for proper management. If they are not growing, earning, or building a personal brand, we assume they are wasting potential. But rest is not wasted potential. Play is not wasted potential. Making a lopsided mug that nobody buys is not wasted potential. These things are part of being a person, not a portfolio. Money also changes the kind of attention an activity requires. A customer is not your imaginary friend. They have expectations. Content needs consistency. Products need packaging. Platforms need feeding. The peaceful hour you once spent drawing can become drawing, filming, editing, posting, replying, tracking, and wondering why the algorithm suddenly dislikes blue flowers. You did not become less passionate. You simply added 7 new jobs to one old joy. There is another, quieter cost. An audience can move into your head even when the camera is off. You start evaluating moments before you experience them. Is this interesting enough to post? Is this project impressive enough to share? Should I save this part for a before and after video? And then, something strangely lonely happens. The hobby that once belonged completely to you begins performing for people who are not even in the room. You are knitting, but also imagining the thumbnail. You are gardening, but also thinking about the caption. You are journaling while mentally editing the journal tour. Not every moment needs an audience. Privacy is not failure. Some joys become deeper precisely because nobody is watching, rating, buying, or waiting for the next episode. Here is the cycle I keep seeing. First, hobby. You do it because it feels fun and effortless. Second, content grind. You document the process, learn the platform, and promise consistency. Third, pressure. Deadlines multiply, numbers become emotional weather, and your relaxing activity develops key performance indicators. Fourth, burnout. You feel stuck, guilty, and confused because the thing you loved now feels heavy. The important point is not that this cycle always happens, it does not. The point is that monetization introduces forces that can cause it: repetition, customer expectations, public comparison, and the need to produce on days when inspiration is somewhere else eating snacks. There is a healthier path: hobby, then choice. Maybe you earn from it sometimes, with clear limits, then balance. Money stays a tool, not the judge of whether the hobby deserves to exist. Rest is part of the system. Saying no is part of the system. Keeping some projects completely offline is part of the system too. I think one reason hobbies feel so good is that they give us permission to be beginners. You can sing off key, grow a suspiciously tiny tomato, paint a flower that looks like it has seen things, and keep going anyway. There is no client asking for revisions. There is no review section. The mistake can just be funny. That freedom is rare. So much of adult life measures us. Work measures output. School measures answers. Social media measures attention. A hobby can be one of the few spaces where progress is optional. When every interest becomes a side hustle, we lose safe places to be ordinary. We rush past curiosity and start optimizing. We stop asking, "What do I want to try?" and ask, "What am I already good enough to sell?" That is a much smaller question. You are allowed to do something badly. You are allowed to improve slowly. You are even allowed to never improve and still enjoy Wednesday night pottery. The internet makes this harder because we mostly see the polished result. We see the successful shop, the viral tutorial, the creator announcing they quit their job. We do not always see the inventory taking over the hallway, the taxes, the customer emails at midnight, or the strange grief of losing a hobby to its own success. So we compare our quiet enjoyment to someone else's highlight reel and decide ours is not ambitious enough. But ambition is not a moral virtue. Bigger is not automatically better. A hobby that earns nothing can still make your life richer. It can regulate your mood, connect you with friends, give shape to a difficult week, or simply create 1 hour when your phone is face down and your mind is somewhere kind. That return is real, even if no payment processor can measure it. So here is my balanced rule. Monetize a hobby when the opportunity feels like an invitation, not an obligation. Notice what changes after money arrives. Do you still choose projects because they interest you? Can you take a week off without panic? Do you have some creative space that does not belong to customers or content? You can also make boundaries before you need them. Sell only a few pieces. Teach one class a month. Keep one sketchbook private. Never film your favorite part of the process. Decide what enough means before the numbers decide for you. And if you want to build a serious business, build it honestly. A business needs systems, prices, schedules, and recovery time. Calling all of that just my hobby can hide the amount of labor you are actually doing. Work deserves respect. Play deserves protection. They can overlap, but they are not the same thing. Not everything you love needs a business plan. Enjoyment does not need to be productive. A hobby can simply be yours, a small room in your life where curiosity is welcome and performance is not required. If money enters that room and everyone is happy, wonderful. Just make sure money is a guest, not the landlord. So I want to know, what is one hobby you enjoy that you never want to monetize? And if you have successfully turned a hobby into work, what boundary helped you keep loving it? Keep the comments kind. There are good reasons on both sides. Thanks for listening. Give yourself permission to make something imperfect this week with no plan to post it. Be kind to your mind, and I will see you in the next cozy debate.